Authorities, volunteers and relatives kept searching on Friday for the dozens missing and feared dead in Lake Kivu after a boat capsized on Thursday in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Locals say 15 bodies were recovered and at least 34 people remained missing since Thursday. Here I am in pain and I have a great sadness because it is not easy to lose a wife and I had 9 children. My dead boys had just graduated from school. Locals say about 60 people were rescued alive. Father of 9, Alexis Simba, lost 2 of his children and his wife in the shipwreck. I'm a father of 5 children. My wife died among those who died. Myself was in that moment when the boat capsized. I was lucky to be saved. Our cry is to ask the head of state to help us with rescues because if the passengers wear life jackets, they can be saved easily. We also want the government to provide us with rescue machines in case of shipwrecks and above all, the government build ports for us to facilitate and regulate the navigation. Majority of the population use rivers and lakes because of lack of good roads and it is a less expensive form of transport. The Great Green Wall that was once envisioned as a way for Africa to fight climate change has stalled. The idea behind the project was to plant a 5,000-mile line of trees that would span the entire continent and hold back the Sahara Desert. The Water and Forestry Service had planted trees in many parts of the forest to stop the advance of the desert. The curtain that makes part of the strip along with other trees has stopped the desert because before everything we tried to put in place here was doomed to failure. Falls Citrus Orchard, which he began in 2016, is one method of empowering communities agriculturally and economically to grow and withstand changing times. He jumped at the chance to plant one near a water source on his land. The water is the main source of occupation. On days when we have enough, we can water our vegetable fields, which will provide us with income, and as a result, we will be able to support our husbands. Organizers have shifted their focus from planting a wall of trees to trying a mosaic of smaller projects. It is a success story and one of 800 such small orchards in 6 communes in Senegal's Kebema town. Today, we have more than 764,000 trees, either in orchards or on the dunes. So this is the project of what we call an integrated reforestation program. So we integrate it with agriculture. Any project has to start from the communities if you want it to be sustainable, and that is what we call community ownership. These are the 2 elements that guarantee the sustainability of project. If you want to do a top-down project where you don't involve the communities, you go away and the project falls apart. More than a decade since the Green Wall project began in earnest in 2007, only 4% of the original pledge goal has been met, and it is estimated that $43 billion would be needed to reach the original 2030 target. Sudanese armed forces have been deployed at vantage points in Sudan ahead of planned anti-coup rallies 2 days after the military formed a ruling council that excludes the country's main civilian bloc. Almost 3 weeks after the military coup, civil society and resistance committees are calling on Sudanese to take to the street for a so-called million march. All this in a climate of suppression meaningful of the methods of Omar al-Bashir's regime. Dozens among the leaders of resistance committees mobilizing the people have been arrested. On Friday, 12 November, many of them were discreetly operating. This mobilization is intended since all initial engagement to convince General Burhan to back down has failed. On Thursday, he announced a new sovereignty council which excluded members who demanded before the coup a rapid transfer of power to civilians. Sudanese security forces shot dead at least one protester on Saturday in a crackdown on anti-coup demonstrations. This is after the military had tightened its grip by forming a new ruling council. This comes nearly 3 weeks after top general ousted the government and detained the civilian leadership. The military's job is not to be in power or in politics, but to protect the constitution, which Burhan turned against after he took an oath to respect it. Our demand is to bring down the military council and to bring back the civilian government. We are tired of the military rule and we hope that not a single soldier will rule us. All the protesters are chanting is that they want a civilian rule. On Thursday, Burhan named himself as the head of a new ruling sovereign council that excludes the country's main civilian bloc, triggering more condemnation from the West. These Tunisians have taken to the street to protest regardless of the tear gas being fired. Here in the Tunisian town of Agareb, the residents are protesting the poor waste management system, which has been a burden for years. Ben Ibrahim has vowed to demonstrate for a 21-year-old daughter who died in 2019, blaming it on a nearby rubbish dump. We will keep going until they close the dump because it is hurting us. All the residents of Agareb were affected. What have we done? We are Tunisians and we want to live. Authorities decided to close the site in September after declaring it full, but reversed course on Monday. The situation has caused a serious public health concern as there are reports of new viral diseases being discovered. During our time in the field, we have spotted new diseases which we had never seen before. We saw new viral diseases that didn't used to exist and an incredible increase in carcinogenic diseases. Clashes broke out this week between residents and local police in the Tunisian city of Agareb. The city, one of 13 official landfills in the North African country, serves around 1 million people and receives waste from numerous factories in the city of Sfax, Tunisia's main industrial hub.